All right, everybody. Well, welcome to day 3 of the Profitable Video Formula Workshop. And it's one of those days, because I was just looking at the title for today, is the top 3 ways to triple your views on day 3. It's a lot of threes. It's 3 threes. Can you think about that? All right, so I'm so pumped for what we're going to do today. Don't worry, Makita is here, even though she didn't start off, but she's here, always eager to spend my money and get people to do homework and all of that. So this is good, okay? So we are going to have an absolute blast. So first of all, I want to find out who is this day 3 for? Like you were there on Monday, you were there on Tuesday, you're here today. Let me know in the chat, like I'm 3 for 3. Dr. Wendy, and congratulations on winning that prize. Dr. Delia, Dr. Lola, Dr. Sweldo, Dr. Ellen, Dr. Johnson, of course, Dr. Dewey, Dr. Wadley, Dr. Elisa, so many. Dr. Sweldo, I'll just follow you anywhere you go. Love it. Well, you are in for a treat because day 3 is a build-up from day 1 and day 2. So this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Dr. Jenny's like, first live, but 3 for 3 on replay. Now that's what I call commitment, okay? Commitment, that is beautiful. All right, so we're going to get into this, right? So day 1, we looked at how to overcome the fear of showing up on camera. And I cannot tell you how blown away I was by all the videos that I saw afterwards. So many Facebook lives, Instagram lives, reels, all kinds of videos. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, of course we can, right? We can feel the fear and still do what we need to do. It's such an amazing sight. And I just want to, challenge you that this is something you do. You dare your fears. This is what we do now because we've always done it, right? And then on day 2, we looked at how to create binge-worthy content, okay? And we gave you homework. We said, come up with your 12 topics, right? We talked about turning questions into topics. You guys sent in so many emails that Hello at EntreMD was like, we are not collecting emails anymore. We are full. That has never happened in the history of EntreMD, okay, ever. But it's like, I don't know what these 12 topics are, but I'm done. Okay. Okay. That's how many you sent in. And I want you to think about how many people have content for a whole quarter, and not just any kind of content, but strategic content that makes their people go like, how come nobody told me this? You're just in my head. How are you reading my mind? It is so amazing to see. So we're just triggering a whole revolution here, right? And then today we're going to look at, now you're not afraid of doing videos anymore. Now you know how to create binge-worthy content. Now, how do we get eyeballs on them, right? And we're going to be looking at that. And then tomorrow, one of my favorite things is how to convert those viewers into clients, right? Because we don't want to be like rich, comment rich, share rich, and dollar not rich, right? So we're going to work on that as well, okay? Now, what I want to do before we get into what we have for today is I want to hear from you. What has been your biggest breakthrough since you started, right? Since day 1, since Monday, what has been your biggest breakthrough? So you're doing the videos, or you had some aha moments, or what is it? What makes you go like, oh my goodness, I am so glad I took the time to attend this workshop. So let me know. Picturing my clients when I'm recording. Yes, isn't that so freeing? That's Dr. Kaler. Dr. Dewey, feeling super motivated again. Love it. And you have the strategies to put behind the motivation. Dr. Wendy, I think making the list of 12 things and just getting more confidence overall to put my stuff out there. Love it. And will do wonders for your practice. Dr. Susie said, I made my very first video. Yes. Dr. Tanya, my first video. Dr. Johnson, my imperfect work can change the world. Isn't that so beautiful? Oh my gosh, you guys are like fast and furious. Dr. Rachel, motivation to change the approach. Dr. Kelly, motivation, accountability to just get through the first video and get it done already. Easier from then on. Dr. Jenny, the framework concept of the video. Dr. Ellen, losing my fear and changing my mindset. Dr. Isabel, biggest breakthrough is okay to be afraid and feeling like an imposter. I'm getting more confident that it's okay to do it imperfectly. And it is. Dr. Palmer going through the 5 steps to make binge-worthy videos. Dr. Megan speaking from my heart. How freeing is that? Dr. Dilly, I figured out the pain points with the homework. Things like, I just told my patient about a difficult diagnosis and now they're crying. What should I do? Right? And anybody who has to give a difficult diagnosis wants to know that. Beautiful. Dr. Sweldo, my content doesn't come from me. I need to shift my focus to my clients when creating content. Dr. Santi, I posted even though I need to update my website, that was holding me back. There we go. Dr. Jennifer, I had more organization. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm all about emojis. So you can put those celebration emojis in the chat so we can celebrate, because this is a lot of progress. Like, it really is. This is so amazing. Dr. Lola says, wherever there was success, there was fear, right? Recognize the impact your imperfect actions can have on others. So good. Okay, so throw up those emojis. Let's celebrate some. And now we're going to go into how to triple those views, how to triple the views, because we need eyeballs. Hi, Dr. Ryan. Because we need eyeballs on our content, on our videos. Okay. All right. So this is one of the most important days. And I say that because it is great to overcome our fears of showing up on camera. It is amazing to be able to create binge-worthy content. But we don't want to create binge-worthy content that nobody at all is looking at, right? So it makes sense that, now that we know how to do that, we want to figure out how to get eyeballs on it, right? And so I want you to remember this equation, and you can type it in the comments. Video creation plus marketing equals the result. Okay, so there's video creation and then there's marketing. Those two together give you the result. Okay, so we do not want to be the people who create videos and we're like, I put my video out there, I put it on, I put it on YouTube, I uploaded it, I don't know why nobody's looking at it, I don't know why nobody can see it. Video creation plus marketing equals the result. Okay, so we need to do both of them. See, many things go in pairs. So we create the content, we market, we get the result. We create a business, we serve and earn, we get the result that we're looking for from our businesses, right? And so video creation plus marketing, please don't forget this. And you might say, marketing makes me nervous, I'm afraid of marketing, I'm afraid of putting myself out there, but we already took care of fear, right? We already took care of fear on day one. Okay, so we're not gonna let it stop us, but we're gonna look at, because if we have a framework, a formula around it, it makes it a lot less nerve-wracking. Okay. All right. So we live in an attention economy. Everybody's after attention. Every entrepreneur is out. Like, how can I get the attention of my people? I offer something that is a great service, a great product. How do I get people to take a look at it? How do I get people to find me, right? I'm talking to my ideal client. Now, how do I put this content in front of them? So what we're looking for is attention, okay? Now, the first thing that you're going to do to triple your views, and you're going to be like, Dr. Una, really? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to have the discipline of creating binge-worthy content. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all the details, but this is a commitment that we must make. Because if you make that commitment, what that means is you're talking to your ideal clients all the time. You're talking about the problem you solve all the time. You're answering the questions they're asking all the time. And the more you stay in that space, the more people come to your content, the more people share your content, the more people build routines around your content. I put this as number one, because if this is not right, even if you do all the other things, people will come, take a look at your content and walk away. And we don't want that. We want people to come listen to watch your videos and they're like, oh my goodness, where has she been? Where has he been? That's what we want. Okay, and so for this one, I am going to ask you a question, because we have already talked about how to create binge-worthy content. We did that yesterday. And the replay, you would be getting that. If you didn't look in your email already, you'll be getting it today too. So you're going to have it. But the decision I want us to make, this is a decision that I am going to be disciplined to create binge-worthy content. Like, I'm going to be disciplined. So you can type that in the chat. I'm going to be disciplined. Okay. So I'm going to I'm creating the content for them. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to solve their problems. I'm going to answer their questions. I'm going to inspire them. I'm going to motivate them. I'm going to be there for them consistently. I'm not going to be all over the place. I'm not going to forget who I'm talking to. I'm not going to forget the pain they have. I'm not going to be out of touch with them. I am committing to my ideal client, and I'm going to create binge-worthy content. I'm going to be disciplined. Did we get that? So let's see. Yes, love it. Okay, I need more commitments, because this is where it starts from. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to be disciplined. This right here is a game changer. People should know, like many of you listen to the EntreMD podcast, you know what you're going to hear, right? You may not know the exact topic or the exact question or answer, but you know you're an entrepreneur. I'm creating something for you, right? Same thing with YouTube. So with your videos, you want to be talking to your person all the time. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but if we don't get this, it doesn't matter how much marketing you throw at it. It doesn't matter if you throw $1 billion of Facebook ads, it won't work. It won't work. Do we get that? We got it? Okay, beautiful. So that's the first thing. And I'm not gonna beat that down because we did beat it down yesterday. The second thing is you're going to leverage your current audience. You're going to leverage your current audience, the people you already know, okay? Your current audience is gold. When I start talking about the people in that category, you might be like, well, I don't know if I want to talk to them, right? But leverage your current audience. Everything that you've built up until this time, everyone you know up until this time is a springboard to all the other people you need to know. So despising or not taking, if I say not taking advantage, that sounds bad, but not leveraging the audience you've already built over time is really a disadvantage, okay? So when I talk about your current audience, if you are a new entrepreneur, your family and your friends, they're actually part of your current audience. I want you to think about it. So let me use Dr. I don't know if she's on here, Dr. Diaz, right? She was one of the doctors who won a prize yesterday, and she's a pediatrician. And she did a reel telling people that as adults, we know that our network is our net worth. But did we know that that also applies to kids? And then for the kids, their network is their net worth, right? And then she talked about a Facebook Live where she'll be diving into that and all of that. Well, if she's a new entrepreneur, either building a brand or building a private practice, I want you to think about this. Her family members, they all have kids. They probably need to be They probably need to be there on that Facebook Live, right? They probably need to, I think it's Instagram Live. They need to be on that Instagram Live as well. Will it be helpful? Yes. Will they become her clients? Maybe, maybe not. But maybe they become her clients, or maybe they refer other people to her, or maybe they meet someone who says, I'm looking for this kind of person. This area is like, I know the perfect person. Many of us have family, friends who have no idea what we do, but they could be referring people to us, right? And so when you think about your current audience, you're thinking about family members, you're thinking about friends, people you know, humans that you know. Okay, if they fall in that category and what you produce will be beneficial to them, let them know. Send them the video after you create it, right? You never know who's the person who would make your, put your video in front of 10 other people, 50 other people, 100 people, maybe even make your video go viral. You don't know. Okay, so you're going to leverage your current audience, family members, friends. Now, if you have a family member who has always wanted to see you fail from the time you were born, don't send it to them. But other than that, send it to everybody else. Okay, because yes, someone may say, oh my goodness, like send it to everybody else. It matters. When I started the Legacy Parents Show, Makita can tell you because we were working together at that time, and I would have, we sent it to everybody. Like once I go live, she's sending links to everybody. Hey, Dr. Una is live, blah, 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 blah. Family, friends, church member, like everybody got the, Makita, you're here, right? Everybody got the link, right? And in the beginning, the more your business develops, the more you would have to leverage that less. Do you see what I mean? But in the beginning, you take advantage of everything you have. Okay. So that's the first part of your current audience. It's every single contact in my phone. That's what Makita said. And they're like a gazillion contacts on Makita's phone. I'll tell you that. Okay. So family and friends, right? Social media. So you create a video, don't let it live on YouTube. Maybe you did a Facebook Live, don't let it just live there. You have other platforms you can share it to. And you're not just sharing like, oh, I did a new YouTube video, check it out. I cannot tell you how much nobody cares about your new YouTube video, or my new YouTube video for that matter, right? What do? We sell the video. You've been wondering how you can use video to grow your business. I talk about 5 ways you can create an additional 6 figures in this video. Click here. You see how that's very different from my video? They don't care. Remember, they're thinking about themselves all the time. WIFM, what's in it for me? So tell them what's in it for them, right? But when you create content, then you can post it on social media. You can post it, on any platform that you use. You don't have to use every single platform. You can start with one, master it, and then move to another one. But if you're going to take the time to create the video, then you can take the extra minute to post it. All right. And you already know why they should listen to it, because you are a person who creates binge-worthy content. So you turned a question into a topic. So you know why they should listen to it. Okay. So leverage social media. You have an email list, leverage it. For instance, if you're here and you're a coach or a private practice, a lot of times you have a lot of emails. Private practice, you have a lot. And so you did a Facebook Live, or you did, and it's relevant content for your patients. Send it to them, right? I'm a pediatrician. You're a newborn mom. You've been wondering about, your kid being cross-eyed, how often they should poop, all this stuff. In this video, I discussed the top 10 questions that parents of newborns ask in the first month. Boom, right? And then I can get people who start looking, people who would share it, people who would decide, oh, I'm going to look out for her content every week and all of that. So if you have an email list, use it. That's why it's there. And remember, this is not about manipulation. This is not even you leading with money. We're not even talking about money till day 4, which is tomorrow. This is about you solving problems, asking questions, answering questions, and telling people, hey, you've been wondering, here you go. So leverage your email list. If there are people who have thought about working with you and they're asking questions, if you're someone who produces video often, you have the answers to their questions in some video somewhere. Give it to them. Right? Rather than, if someone asks a question on Facebook, for instance, or in your PM, rather than typing, you can send them a video. Like, you've been wondering, here you go. All the time, here you go. If you notice, a lot of people are asking questions, right? Maybe in your group, or maybe in somebody else's group, if you're allowed to post there, or people are asking you in the PM, just create a video for it. Boom, post it, put it there. Why? Because the know, like, and trust factor that you build is unbelievable. Like, imagine reading a text versus watching a video. They're not the same. It's just not the same, okay? So if they ask you questions, those are opportunities for you to share videos that you've created. You have current clients, but they have questions. I do that a lot at this point. I do that a lot with the podcast. I do that with video as well. People are like, oh, I have a question about this. I'm like, oh, I answer that in this video, and I send them the video. I send them the podcast episode. People are like, how do I do a Facebook Live? I'm nervous about it. In the EntreMD Facebook group, I have a video there where I talked about how to do a Facebook Live, and I demonstrated how to do a Facebook Live. So I just go tag them on it. I'm like, here, watch that video. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So we have so many opportunities with the people that we already know to get these videos in front of people. And the more people you put it in front of, the more they'll decide to follow you, the more they will share your stuff, and you start building this big snowball, okay? All right, so how are we doing so far? Are we tracking? Are we like, oh, I didn't realize I had all these opportunities? How many of you are thinking that? Post in the comments, let me know. I have so many opportunities to share my stuff. I've just been dumping it there. Like, oh, I have a new episode, here you go. Nobody cares. I love you, I care. They don't care. I care. Okay? Okay. All right, excellent. So number 1, create binge-worthy content. Number 2, right? No, you're not, Dr. Chibra. Never, never. Leverage your current audience. Number 3, which is my favorite, and number 3 is really the most important one. It really is number 1. It is leverage other people's audiences. Okay, leverage other people's audiences. The people you are trying to reach already exist. They're not about to be born. They're not about to come from somewhere else. So they already exist and they're already in other people's audiences. The more time you spend going on other people's audiences, the more people will find you. The more people start binging your stuff because you create binge-worthy content, the more they will tell others about you. Okay, so what do I mean by that? It could be at events, okay? When you have an opportunity to speak at an event. If it is an event that will allow you to talk about your videos, then you want to say, you can even say, and we can delve into this further, but I did a whole 1-hour training on this thing. It's free of charge. You can find it on my YouTube channel. Boom, 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 right there. Okay, leverage. If you go to events, talk about your videos, say it in passing. I talk about this all the time on my YouTube channel, and then just keep it moving. But you're on a stage in front of people, okay? And they're your ideal clients, your ideal audience. Talk about your stuff, okay? So if you're at events, if you listen to the EntreMD podcast, you'd have heard me talk a number of times when you show up at events, it's not just about the content. It's about the content. It's about the people who are there, right? Because one connection can turn your world right side up, right? And it's about watching the organizers and seeing what are they doing? How are they doing it? How did they present this event? What was it like last year? Did they have so many more people? Then how did they market? Be curious. You may say, I'm never going to do an event, but you don't know that you won't, right? And so you just pay attention to the growth, what people are doing. Dr. Toomer, she's a doc in the EntreMD Business School, and she's a pro at doing this, because even with every workshop that I've done, even with the virtual events, she's like, oh, that's how she started it. That's how she did. Oh, this is where she used Makita. She takes notes on everything, not the content now. Like, she does the content, but also how it was pulled off. Okay, so I digress. But when you show up at an event, beyond speaking, there are people there, network. So for all my introverts, you're like, you mean like talk to people? Yes. And nobody knows you're an introvert. Nobody knows you're scared. Nobody knows that you don't really network. Nobody knows that. So you walk up. Let me give you the 3-point strategy. Okay. You walk up to somebody, big smile, and then you introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Dr. Una. Nice to see you here. Is this your first time at this conference? People love to talk about themselves. Okay, they say, oh, so what do you do? And they're just going on. Like, if you're an introvert, you don't have to do a lot of talking. Just ask questions. Okay, but when you in network, so what do you do? I do this and I do this, and I host this YouTube channel, right? People ask you questions. Oh, I created something about that real quick. I created something about that. Hey, let me show it to you. Give me your phone. I do that all the time. Boom, boom, boom. I pull it up. Just listen to it, free of charge, just from me. Right? So when you network, you will have opportunities because people will ask you those questions. Remember, you're answering the questions they have. So when they ask, you give them the answer. Okay? So everywhere you go, you're promoting your stuff. Not because you're sleazy, not because you're slimy, not because you're manipulative, not because you're all about the money, but because you're all about your ideal client and solving their problems. So you just go about solving problems, which is what we do as doctors, right? That's what we do anyway. Okay. As far as leveraging other people's audiences, then you have to remember other people's platforms. They could be podcasts, they could be YouTube channels, they could be blogs, they could be joint lives. So what I mean by that is you may decide, you can even do a live swap where you're like, we serve the same audience, we do different things. And so we're going to do a live on your channel. You're going to ask me questions, all of that, and I'll serve your audience. And then you can come do a live on my channel, and then you'll serve my audience and answer all my questions. You guys understand that? So joint venture, IG Live, Facebook Live, swap. Every time you do that, your audience is growing. Every single time you do that. More people find you. More people find your videos, more of your people are like, I've been looking for her my whole life. And the more people who know you, the more people will binge, the more people will refer you to others. So I want you to think about this, okay? If you make this commitment and for the next 90 days, you are creating binge-worthy content, you are leveraging your current audience, and you are leveraging other people's audiences consistently. What do you think will happen to your business? Just think about it. Binge-worthy content consistently, leveraging your current audience consistently, leveraging other people's audiences consistently for the next 90 days. What do you think will happen? Let me know in the chat. Just think about it. Dr. J, I like her. She's like, you will explode. I know what's going to happen. It's just going to explode. Think about it. Think about it. Explosion. I love the word you guys are using because that's the word I would use, right? Only 2 people. The rest of you don't know what will happen. Exponential growth. I love it. What will happen? Think in your own business, in yours. I'll grow my audience. I'll have a successful business. What do you think? Explosion? Hi, Dr. Ram. It definitely will grow. Okay. And the thing is, the more you do it, the more it snowballs, where for little effort, you're getting a lot more results. I love that. Dr. Whaley Grace said, you be a thought leader. Dr. Dilla, people will know my name and what I do, right? The more consistently you do it, the more it will snowball. I was talking to an entrepreneur who is at multiple 8 figures at this point and has been running her business for the last 11 years. And she made a statement that made me go like, I need to stay humble. She said, I have been a guest on 4 podcasts every month for the last 11 years. I think that is the spelling of consistency, right? I have been on a guest on a podcast 4 times a month for the last 11 years. And that's the reason why she's multiple 8 figures. That is the reason why she has multiple best-selling books and is changing her world, changing her industry, right? And so it is, you may go like, this is not rocket science, Dr. And I know all these things. I'm not doing them, but I know all of them, right? And this is something to decide to embrace. Many people will not do it, but if we do it, it will make a huge difference in our businesses. So we've overcome the fear. We're doing binge-worthy content, and now we have the eyeballs on there. And tomorrow, we're going to look at how to convert the eyeballs to actual clients. But for now, what we want to look at is getting a lot of views on what we do, whether that is a Facebook Live, whether that is a YouTube video, any of those, okay? So this is the homework. Did you guys guess there's homework coming? Yes. This is the homework, okay? Between now and the call tomorrow, where we talk about how to convert your viewers to clients, you are going to get scheduled on at least 1 joint venture IG Facebook Live. So 1 swap. You're going to schedule 1 swap. Okay, so let me explain that again to make sure nobody misses it. The ideal swap would be between you and another entrepreneur, doctor, where both of you serve the same audience, but you do different things. Okay, so I have Dr. Elisa, I'm looking at you right here, right? So we both, in a way, serve physicians, right? I do business coaching, business strategy for physicians, and you do money coaching, wealth mindset, all of that for physicians. So an IG swap would be, I would do a live with you on my platform, and you'll be talking about money management, how to calculate your net worth, how to start putting your money in order, how to work your personal finances, right? And that is something that I do not talk about, right? And then on the flip side, I would come to your audience and we would be talking about, so now you wanted to start that business or you want to scale that business so that you can have all this money that you can use in the investments that you talk about. And we will talk about that on your platform. Do you see how there is the same audience, right? It's the same audience, but we do different things. So at the end of it, both of our audiences grew. Did you guys get that? See, I can always predict with the EntreMD Business School students what's going to happen. Because I was just looking at her face. I'm like, she's just like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that. I saw that coming. Okay. But do you guys, so I want to make sure you get the concept. Do you get the concept? So you serve the same audience, but in different ways. I could have somebody who does weight loss coaching for physicians. We both serve physicians, but we do different things. So we can both go and talk on our platforms, right? And both our audiences will grow. Okay. So your homework is that you are going to get one scheduled. Okay. Before tomorrow. Makita has this look on her face like, oh, what prize am I going to get them? How much of Dr. Una's money can I actually spend? I see you. I'm going to put you on a budget, spending free, something like that. Just kidding. Okay. Not like you would care. All right. So do you guys get it? Who's going to do their homework? Bam, 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 bam. Who's going to do their homework? Let me see. Oh, you guys might have to raise your hands in the comments so I can see me. Okay. Okay. Now, this Dr. Toomer was the one who did this. She posted about it recently. She went on somebody else's platform, and they both serve physicians, I believe. And she did a Facebook Live, okay? She got 2 one-on-one clients who were like, we don't really need to talk to you. Like, just send us the link from one Facebook Live, right? So imagine if you're doing that 4 times a month. Do you see what I'm saying? And the thing is that the thing with video is that it lives on. It continues to live. And so even if you did the video a month ago, 2 months ago, it doesn't matter. I had someone who came on my podcast and she said, then a year later, a whole year later, she's like, Dr. Una, you will not believe what happened. I was like, of course I will. What happened? And she's like, somebody listened to my episode on your podcast and signed up for my $12,000 package. No conversations, nothing. And it was a year ago, right? And that's the reason why you continue to do this. You don't start and stop, right? You don't start and stop. You start and you continue because you don't know what is going to be that thing that makes your business take off, okay? So if you guys got it, say got it. Got it, got it, got it, got it. We're going to do it. And if you do this, oh my goodness, right? You just have this brand that is explosive, that when people start talking about what you do, people are like, oh yeah, this is who you talk to. Like you have all these Raven fans that are rooting for you. Some of them will never work with you, but they'll be sending you people. It's like the most amazing thing. Okay. All right. Awesome. We are going to do homework. All right. Now, some of you, Makita, can you, in the EntreMD Facebook group, can you put a swap post? So I'm going to have you guys do a chat freeze so you don't get distracted. Makita will do a post, call it a matchmaker post. An IG Facebook Live matchmaker post. And then that way you can get a ton of that because the chat is going to go away. That way that post is going to live on and you can get all the connections you want and keep it moving. Oh, Jennifer Ryan says chat freeze. I love it. Okay. All right. So now some of you are like, oh my goodness, Dr. Una, I cannot wait for tomorrow, right? And I can't wait for tomorrow either, because we're going to be talking about how to convert those viewers to clients, right? And like, I can't wait because I'm about to hit the ground running and I'm not going to stop and my brand is going to be everywhere. And I'm going to add an extra 6 figures, multiple 6 figures to my business. I'm going to use video to do it. Okay. And I'm happy for you. I'm rooting for you. Just tag me on your stuff because I want to be celebrating you the entire time. Okay. Now, some of you are like, this is good, but I'm not really excited. I'm excited about tomorrow, but the problem with tomorrow is that it's the last day. And I really want to continue this. I want to continue my accelerated results. I want to continue to get shortcuts. I want to be in this community. Like, where are all these people going to go? I want to be in this community, right? And you're like, I want the coaching. I want the accountability. I want the community. I want all of it. So before I let you guys go today, if that's you, right? If you're like, Dr. Una, peace, that was fun. Then peace, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. But otherwise, if you're like, I do want this to continue, I want to continue to get the coaching, I want to continue to be in an environment like this, I want to continue with this kind of community, that I do want to take a moment and talk to you about the EntreMD Business School. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my slides to talk about that. So give me a minute. Whaley Grace just like, join us. All right, so here, let me do this for you. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here we go, EntreMD Business School. Now, what is it? It is the #1 business school for physician entrepreneurs who want to build 6- and 7-figure businesses, okay? We have heard all the stuff about doctors not being good entrepreneurs and all of those things. It is not true at all, at all. Doctors are killing it. In the business school, we have from people who have just started up all the way to $7 million in revenue per year, okay? All right. So this is the only school of its kind. It is exclusively for physicians. I cannot tell you how many non-physicians have tried to join, but it is exclusively for physicians. We need our own safe place where you can get the coaching, you can get the accountability, you can get the community, okay? Happy to say at this point, we're over 2 years old. So much fun, all right? Don't believe the lie. Physicians actually make the best entrepreneurs, okay? That is my statement. That is what I stand by. That is what we're proving. And it is available to everyone who wants it, okay? Now, I pull this up because sometimes people are like, well, I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's relevant. I don't know if I can do it. What I'm thinking about is different. And this just shows the diversity of the different kinds of businesses that are represented in the EntreMD Business School. So I don't know, so if, top left, that is Dr. Rashmi. She is a meditation coach. Amazing. You can follow her on Instagram and Facebook and all the things. She's really great with video. Really great with video. In the center, top center, is Dr. Emeka. He's a pediatrician. He has his own practice, and he's already setting up for his second location, doing online courses, totally rocking it. Okay. Top right is Dr. Rachel Rubin. She's a urologist, fellowship trained in sexual medicine. She came in, started her own direct pay specialty practice, was profitable from day one, and has been killing it. She's been in practice for 6 months. I think, well, 6 months, maybe a few weeks ago, but is totally killing it. We talk about her all the time because we talk about putting yourself out there because you never know what would happen. And it so happens that she's been putting herself out there doing all of that. She's on email basis with Mark Cuban, like Mark Cuban, the owner of Dallas Mavericks, who's worth billions and billions of dollars. You never know what happens when you put yourself out there. It's magic, literally. Bottom left is Dr. Tolu. She's joined the business school, started out in private practice, just celebrated her first year in private practice, over 3,000 patients on her panel, if you can imagine that, in a year. Right? In a year. Unbelievable results. Dr. Deanna, she practices, and this is for people who are like, but I work. I don't want to, build a whole business to start a practice. She works either full-time or 0.8 FTE, and she is a life coach for physicians with ADHD. But what she does is so amazing because she helps doctors get to inbox zero. Like your charting, your in-basket, all of that becomes a thing of the past. In fact, I had a doctor who reached out to me and said, oh my goodness, it was a holiday. And she's like, I'm behind on my chart. I'm probably going to spend 3 or 4 hours here and all of this. I sent her a master, like a free class that Dr. Deanna had done. And she sent me an email later and was like, I don't, I'm at the end of the day, I'm done with all my charting. And in the next week or so, my inbox and everything should be a thing of the past. It's amazing what she does, right? She came in as a coach, was like, I was doing I had done $2,000 as a coach. First year, did $148,000, right? Unbelievable. Dr. Anyoku here is a boss. She works full time, but she's an executive and she's a paid speaker. Right? So whether it's private practice, it's coaching, it's online courses, it's fee-for-service practice, it's speaking, whatever it is, right? We can monetize that. We can build a business around it. So I put this here just so you get a feel for, our options. They're literally limitless. They are. So you can be next, and I would love to help. And the people in the EntreMD Business School who are here, they would love to help too. That's just the way we are in EBS, okay? Now, why the EntreMD Business School? because it is not about another certificate. It's not about another diploma. It's not about another piece of paper. It's not about, getting all this theory. The focus is on action and momentum. You've been here for this workshop. You've seen that we are all about action. So this is what you need to know. Now go do it. This is what you need to know. Now go do it, right? So the focus is on action and momentum. And you have an inspiring and supportive community. I always say that the EntreMD Business School Facebook group is most likely, actually is, the most positive place on Facebook for physicians. It literally is. And our primary goal is your results. That's why we say that the EntreMD Business School is for physicians who want to build 6- and 7-figure businesses, right? Our focus is your results. Same as we talked about your videos. The focus is getting your people wins. That's the focus of the school. All right. So what would it look like, week to week? What would that look like? Weekly live sessions, and our sessions are 7:00 Eastern on Wednesdays. So once I finish with this, I'm going to hop on and we're going to go have an amazing, unbelievable session. I've been planning it. I'm so excited about it. We have weekly live sessions. Some of them are laser coaching sessions. Some of them are rapid fire Q&As. Some of them are workshop style, like what we're going to do today. Some of them are pure teaching sessions. So we have, some of them are small group masterminds where we break everybody up into small groups and they have their discussions and all of that. And so you get that every week. Why? So you can stay in momentum, so you can stay motivated, so you can learn the things that you need to do, so you can get your questions answered and all of that. We have monthly challenges. Again, the goal of the monthly challenge is momentum. Okay. So we had the Audacity challenge, in July, and we have the Sellathon challenge in August. So people are literally selling every day. they're taught the strategies and they're selling every day and creating growth in their businesses, creating the snowball. And the thing about it is, doing it on your own may be nerve-wracking, but when everybody's nervous and everybody's doing it, it normalizes the fear and all of that comes with entrepreneurship. There's a private Facebook group, again, the most positive place on Facebook. You can get your questions answered. You're not going to come up and say, this is what I'm thinking, and anybody says that's idiotic, you can't do it. We'll show you how to do it. We'll open doors for each other. So many opportunities to collaborate. In fact, we call Dr. Amelia Beakey, we call her the master collaborator. She actually got an award for that because, for people who are like, I want to be a guest on a podcast, she's had, like half of the school on her podcast. Recently, we introduced success groups, which are smaller groups within the business school where you can come together, you can do work hours, and in 1 hour, you can get so much stuff done. We're talking, I think it was Dr. Beckford that in the 1 hour, she got 11 videos, 11 reels done. Boom. And then reels for 2 weeks were done, right? So we have those success groups, they're smaller. You can get your questions answered. You can network with the other people within the school. We have in-person events. So we do events twice a year. We have a retreat coming up in October. It's going to be in Dallas, amazing guest speaker, going to be totally off the chain. And then we have a vault. So everything that's ever been taught, every resource that's ever been created, you have access to everything. So we're talking about 2 years worth of stuff, like really good stuff. Many people, I think there's Dr. Emeka who said that, that the vault is liquid gold. That really is what it is. Okay. So you get access to all of these things, but all of this is just designed to support you, right? So you feel alone as an entrepreneur. You don't need to, right? You second guess yourself. There are people who will help you, right? You need some kind of collaboration, right? There are people who help you. They'll create opportunities. Even today, somebody posted like, oh, I got invited for this, speaking gig. They'll cover your room and they'll cover your airfare and all of that stuff, but I'm not able to do it. Who wants it? Like, think about that. Think about those kind of opportunities. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. I'm still going to give you some more about this, but I'm going to put this here. Now, it is by application, right? Because we want to make sure it's a good fit for you. We are there for your results. So if it's something that we cannot support you on or anything like that, we can tell you, maybe even recommend something else you could do. But we're not here. I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm here to show you the opportunity for those of you who are like, I really want to grow my business. I really want to do it like I mean it, hit 6 figures, hit 7 figures, hit multiple 7 figures. I want to be in a community. I'm tired of walking around with this dream business and it's not a reality, right? And so you have nothing to lose. There's no application fee. So entremd.com/business. You can turn your application. Makita is our concierge, and she would be the one that we would review your application, all that, but she would be the one reaching out to you and, letting you know the status and all of that. Now, this is from our last event. It was in April in Atlanta. And so these are some of the doctors who came. They are all amazing rock stars. Like, these are the people that you would be joining. It was an unbelievable event, and I can't wait to be in person with everybody, like, super soon. Okay, so this is perfect for you. If you are somebody who's like, I want to get this result. I want to build a 6-figure business. I want to build a 7-figure business. I'm willing to dare my fears. I would be scary, but I hear I can do it in community, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the work. I am committed. Okay. I just don't know how. I need the support. I need the shortcuts. I need the coaching. I need the accountability. If that is you, the EntreMD Business School has your name all over it. Okay. On the flip side, if you don't really want to do it, if you just want to dabble, I've had people say, can I try it? And I'm like, actually, don't try it. Like, I would rather you decide and then do it, because entrepreneurship doesn't work with trying. It works with commitment, right? So if you're not committed, or you're a complainer, or you're a blamer, or you don't want to do it, you just want to blame other people, you're looking for a rich quick scheme, this is not a rich quick scheme. This is for people who want to build businesses that'll be profitable, that will create time freedom for them, that'll create financial freedom for them, and they're long game players, right? If that's you, perfect for you. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the investment. So I found this number. Okay, the investment for the business school, only $70,200. I love the number. That is I'm kidding. This is the tuition for an MBA, 1 year tuition for a 2-year MBA at Emory. And I'm in Atlanta, so it's the university right by me. Okay. So no, it won't be 70 grand. Okay. The investment is 20 grand. Okay. And if you did the pay in full, and that's 20 grand for the year, it's a year-long program. If you did the pay in full, then you would be saving $4,000. If you wanted to do the payment plan, then it is 12 monthly payments of $2,000. Okay, so that's what the investment for the school is. And sometimes people say, well, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. And the thing is this: if you really think about it, we all have 24 hours, right? Like, we all have 24 hours. And so the question becomes, for your dream, for this business you want to build, for the growth that you want to create, for the team you want to create, for the financial freedom you want to create for yourself, is it worth 3 hours a week, 5 hours a week, 7 hours a week for you to create that, right? So I don't have the time. I just want you to sit with that. Again, I'm not trying to convince. I'm telling you to sit with it, which is what I do. Is this really important to me? Because if it is, we make time for the things that are important to us, right? You might be thinking, well, I don't know. I think that's too much of an investment, right? And I've talked to many doctors who are in the business school now who are like, that was a hang up for me. In fact, one of them I interviewed on my podcast, so you're going to hear that podcast episode in a few weeks. And she was like, but then she realized that she was worth the investment. She realized that her business was worth the investment. And she's like, wow, if my business makes 20 grand in a year, then actually the business school was free. Okay. When I started my personal development journey, if you listen to the podcast, you would have heard me talk about this. I spent $43,000 on my first coaching program. And till today, My husband and I still talk about that as the best $43,000 we ever spent. Why? Because of the radical transformation that I experienced, right? And that is the reason why, sometimes people are like, you're a natural speaker. I'm not. Like, come on. I'm a super shy, socially awkward, introvert. No, this is $43,000 talking, right? And so it's the transformation. Is it worth the investment? And the answer is yes. If you talk to the doctors in the business school, someone just posted today, and she was talking about, her business. She was talking about she's at multiple six figures at this point. And, she created time freedom for herself. She works 3 to 4 hours, 4 days a week, if that. And she's living life on her terms. She's practicing medicine on her terms. She's built a brand. She's highly sought after. She's done a TED Talk. She's done all kinds of stuff, right? And so she's like, this is 1,000 times worth the investment. We actually had last month the first cohort of people who are going into their 3rd year in the business school. Like, they're not leaving. They're not leaving. And there's a reason why. It's the transformation, okay? You may be thinking, well, I don't know if this is the right time, though, for me to do this. Again, not trying to convince, but I want you to think about it. When is the right time to take your business to 6 figures, to 7 figures, to multiple 7 figures? When is the time, right? When is the time? Because what we do is we make the decision, make it right. When you think about what we did in medical school, for many of us, it was not the right time, but we did it, right? And so, or you may be thinking, I've done something like this before and it didn't work. And if you are thinking that, I truthfully want to tell you this, please give yourself grace. Give yourself grace, give yourself space, recommit to your dreams, and go all in. Do not let something that happened in the past stop you from moving forward, okay? All right, so really there are 3 options. You can say, I'm not going to do anything, or I'm going to do this on my own, or I want to join the business school. And we would love to have you in the business school. Like, really, we would. This is what you do. You make the decision. You make the decision right. Okay. When I did my first coaching program, I was in private practice, working 5 days a week. I had 4 children under the age of 8. But the best thing I ever did. Okay. All right. So these are dates to remember. So let's talk about some fun stuff. Dates to remember. For this cohort that would be starting, your orientation, your fast track orientation is done with me. Okay. So it's done with me, just your cohort. We would do two different training sessions, and I will be setting you up to get the most out of the business school. That is the purpose of that. And so, I will not be telling you that you'll make 6 figures in a month or 7 figures in a month, but what I will be telling you is how we're going to help you get the tools to do that. Because once you get the tools, you do it, you can rinse and repeat as many times as you need to. So September 5th and September 12th, okay? All right. For people who sign up, now we have limited spots for these. So these are for people who sign up today, well, before tomorrow. So 5 p.m. Makita, was it 5 p.m.? 5 p.m. tomorrow, before 5 p.m. tomorrow. Okay. There is going to be a speaker boot camp, because many of you are like, okay, I want to know more about the framework of the talk that I'm going to put on these videos. And so this boot camp will show you how to do a signature talk that you can use for Facebook, you can use for YouTube, you can use when you are on a physical stage, you can use when you are at an event, your stage presence, right? How to dominate the stage, how to own that space, how to show up confidently, even if you're nervous and even if you're an introvert, all of those things, how to nail the talk, how to do the talk in such a way that people ask for you to come back over and over and over again, okay? So that's going to be a boot camp. It's going to be 2 hours, and that would be a bonus for the people who sign up before 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then depending on what plan you pick, if you're doing the payment plan, there is a revenue booster strategy call that you get to do with Makita. And on that call, she's going to be showing you opportunities, like in your business, the way it is, opportunities to create revenue. Like some of these we've done, and you will find that you have 6 figures that's just been sitting around, but you just didn't realize it, right? So the revenue booster strategy call, if you're doing the payment plan. If you do the pay in full, then you get a one-on-one coaching call with me. So those are my benefit, those are my bonuses, those are my gifts to you. Okay. All right, so let me answer these questions. In the meantime, if you have other questions, send them to hello@entremd.com. Nikita has fixed the email so we can take more emails, because there are a lot of emails that came in with your homework. So how long will you be in the EntreMD Business School? You will be there for as long as you want to, but you'll be there for a minimum of a year. So I've had, I think it was Dr. Michelle was like, Dr. Una, asking for a friend. Do I have to leave after my first year? No, you don't. But it's a minimum of a year. Okay. And so it's a year-long commitment because we want people who are committed. I am 1,000% committed to your success. In the business school, we have people who are committed as well. That's what creates the magic. There is no coach who can make up for a lack of commitment, right? When you have a committed coach and a committed person who's being coached, that's a match made in heaven. What is the time commitment? So it depends. If you're working a job and you can give us 5 to 6 hours a week, we'll take it. If you're working full time, we will use all the time. Okay, so it really does depend. But there are many people in the school who are full-time employees. Many are 0.8, many are half. Like there's a full range, and that's what makes the school so beautiful. Is there any one-on-one coaching? There is not one-on-one coach. There's not private one-on-one coaching in the EntreMD Business School. There are sometimes we would do laser coaching sessions where you would get to have that one-on-one time, if you will, but it is in community, right? It's a group session. So there's no private one-on-one coaching. Does it help people with my kind of business? So if you are an employed physician who wants to build a brand and monetize it, it'll work for you. It'll work if you're a coach, if you have private practice, if you're building a product, if you have a service-based business. So we don't do any investments, but service and product-based businesses, any of those will work. Okay. Can I try it? No, I would rather, because I want your results. Okay. So trying does not work. Trying does not work in entrepreneurship. Okay. So I would rather you made a commitment, you waited a few months, made a commitment, and then started, but we do not try because we come there to do. That is exactly what we do. Okay. So again, if you have questions, hello@entremd.com. You have nothing to lose. Except you're like, I absolutely 100% don't want to do this. Dr. Una, I'm going to be here for day 4. That's what I'm here for. And that's okay. But if you are thinking about it, okay, if you know, like, this is something I want to do, but I just have some questions, or this is something I want to do, turn in your application. You have nothing to lose. Okay. So entremd.com/business, click on the thing to apply and apply. Makina and I will be reviewing those. If it is not a good fit, we will tell you. I have told people not to join the school. I have. So I'm not trying to, strong arm anybody or anything like that. I am 1,000% committed to your success. That's what this is about. Okay. All right. So I am going to stop the share. Okay. So did we get that? Did we get that? I know I threw a lot at you. I think you can take it, right? Okay, beautiful. So if you have questions, Nikita is our concierge. She is on standby, and it is hello@entremd.com. She is the person behind that email. So you can post your questions. If you're thinking about it, apply. And tomorrow we are going to give prizes for day 3 of the homework, for today's homework. There's already a post that's on the EntreMD Facebook group, so you can network and you can start scheduling those joint venture IG lives, Facebook lives, and the swaps and all of that. But really, I am looking forward to a time that in the healthcare space, inside and outside the exam room, we are the leading voices. And this is how that happens. Okay, so I cannot wait to see all the things we go on to create. For those of you who've turned in applications, I cannot wait. We'll be reviewing them tonight. We'll let you know. I cannot wait. The school cannot wait to invite you in. And I'm going to head over because it's time for our session in the EntreMD Business School. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to talk about the #1 way to convert your viewers into clients. Okay. All right. Great evening, everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow.